Here they are. I'm so stuck. Oh? What is that? Oh, we got like a down area. I don't want to go down there. Hello there! Non-interactable text man.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
I found your guard booth. Yes, the Deborders Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. He looks down. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and the money is tight, he answered with a slight sigh. He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does. He nods. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. So who was working your shift? No one. The booth has been unmanned since Monday. He looks suddenly very old and tired. There's no other guard. It is just me. No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday. Yes, he nods. Before hesitantly continuing. It's not actually an issue, I mean. Look, officers, I don't remember what he sounds like. His partner jumps in. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before Renee. Mr. Clare had that booth built specifically for him. It's mostly decorative. Mostly decorative. The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals, he tries to argue. Everett created this job for Renee because he knows the Royal Carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off of. A decorated Kingsman collecting terror reflects bad on the whole neighborhood, his words. Everett gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. I will not give him credit for fucking anything. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die, there is no middle ground. Renee is but one man. We need a program, get all the elderly back in the job market, keep folks motivated. Renee should rent out his services, invest the profit to get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Tari collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the Tari bag that I'm currently holding in my hand. People should work together and take care of each other. To say Everett gets it is wrong. Everett does not get it. Everett is using it for his own ends. Stepping on however many people he can. Not that they survived the step. There's a grimace of pain on the old soldier's face. Looks like he wants to argue but can't find words. Finally his lips move. Can we conclude the topic of Macadove now? I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl? His features stiffen and he gets his cold look. She's nobody. This is none of your concern and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the Elysium. The lady Jean-Marie Barlow, Gaston speaks with a soft voice. And she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. Got it. Thanks. Yes, like I said, it brings it up again. I would like to be up anyway, so I may as well keep out. Well, let's change this one. It's now more possible, but it's only at 17%. I'll leave that alone for now. You have anything more to say?
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already.
You mentioned
Can I help you?
You mentioned Jean-Marie Berlot. Who was that? Oh, sweet Jenny. He gets a dreamy look in his eyes. She was the finest woman in all of Ravishal, maybe the entire world. Do not defile her memory, Gaston. There is an almost imperceptibly small tremble in his voice. Let her rest in peace. So you both know her. We knew her, alright. His friendly face lights up. Lived on the same street our entire lives. Just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. Bleh. I never get better at it. Constantly rusty. She was Renee's first girl, back when the prick was 16. He looks at the carabiner almost gently. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy. And then you stole her from me, he jerks forward, but then grabs his chest and stops. Easy fellows, the need for this get to ugly, do not intervene. Sorry, but I really wanted to just ask some questions. Let him go. Well, technically you stole her from me, because we've been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress. We were just boys then, this was different. You, the tall veteran, looks at you and nods. No point starting this all over again for the 1001st time, especially when we have company. He turns to you, officer. French makes me cough. Yeah. So what happened to her? She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage. Peaceful. Renee and I were both by her bedside when He pauses, searching for the right word. Died. He sharply fills the silence and adds, No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back, will it now? Departed. His partner finishes his sentence and chuckles. Until the very end, she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met. A quick grimace of pain passes over Renee's features, but he immediately regains control, his face now a dispassionate mask again. Why do you think she was indecisive? She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry. The look in his eyes is quiet and happy. Happy and distant. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. I figure I'm avoiding your options, that's a bit odd. Are women, right? A little weird. Heck, he says with a chuckle, technically we're both still engaged to her. Oh, buddy. You always confused her, couldn't let us be happy, he says with heavy resentment. Seduced her with your fancy words and pestrous. He suddenly remembers, you're still there. Falls silent and turns away. Thank you for sharing. Of course, officer, he says with a smile. Memories are all we have left. I wanted to ask you about the Union again. Let's talk some more about Jean-Marie. Nope. Bye for now. Hit that!
Always remind.
Failure. Get you. I can fail 70s. I can fail 80s. I can make 28s. I can make a 14. That's easy. I just gotta not fuck up. It's possible. Hear the distant squall of seabirds. Herb. A splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. This place is like war area though, so that might have been there for years. Kids inside today. Guy reading books. Woman reading books. See a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one? Point to the book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
Says so on my name tag right there. She doesn't really want to be disturbed by that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working? Have a nice day.
This was a tremendously useful interlude.
Don't be mean, buddy. She wants to read. And the only questions I have aren't like, hey, yo, murder. But stuff like, shouldn't you be working?
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Nope. I did this. Flashlight, because it's dark. Always blocked by old window panes and debris. Large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Taxidermy. And mannequins! Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. A naked mannequin torso, strange yellow color. Money. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, but moth-bitten. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. A production schedule from filament memory. Interesting. Steel rotor blades bearing slipstream logo. More money. Where are the clothes that used to display? Somebody probably took them. They're probably in that box of stuff outside that one guy is selling. Big boardo things. Project Dread board. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing is faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. Inspect the drawings. These live, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even aether welkins hailing from vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all these creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering above the rest, appears to be different. Examine it. This is important. It's Varahimera, high welkin. Face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says all non-welkin races will be purged. I see. The herder, the dwarg, and humans, and even headless men all have been purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin that ruled them all. The lieutenant can't help but comment. An inordinate amount of time has gone in drawing these little welkin creatures. One of them's a welkin supremacist. Political commentary. This one has a great beard, too. The lieutenant nods at the welkin's facial hair. Who are these creatures? Are they real? I have so many questions. Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for the game. So, who and why? This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Well, this has been educational. Just look at those details. So much effort. For what? All gone. The photos? The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes, wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms. Dead trees groaning under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers by boreal dwarg. Yurt under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit cold and dark, this vision also feels cozy in its own way. Like eggnog or morphine, not much needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario, desperate fight for geothermal energy, engulfs the world as the world becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. Sorry, buddy, you ain't surviving that. Inspect the schedule. Monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minime, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. The grand scheme of production and money. Looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minime stands for mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed. So what happened? As time goes on, the numbers on the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. Looks like they didn't make it. The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness. Inspect the notes. The handwriting's only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out. We're all untethered. And heat death of the universe. The full text reads, heat death of the universe is the new black. Another note says the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes at what the locals call the Doom commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Mazovian Socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Left-wing dialogue options give +4 XP. -1 to visual calculus. Reaction everywhere. -1 to authority. Downtrodden in the communist. My authority has taken too many hits. That's actually just negatives though. Except for the XP. That's a big board. Frequency fireplace. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. Looks ghostly and strangely ancient. What am I looking at? Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes too, sparse and cryptic. Frequencies for what? Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system, split into veins and capillaries, very advanced. So something medical, maybe? You think so? Web is comprised of radio stations. I'll lead back to one red heart titled the Game Master Frequency. I know it says this one can listen in on any station it wants. Must have had a massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. It's a game, who's playing? Whoever decided to call into a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the station suggests people under 6 isolas would be playing. Mundi, Insolent, Katagrad, Samara, and even Lamara. All gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull off anything like this. My god. The lieutenant leans closer, his finger tracking the maddening rhizome. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Cost of airwidth alone must have been huge. Why do you say that? The schedule. He nods at the calendar on the chalkboard, wiping his marker-stained fingers clean. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding. What else? Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used a fireplace in ages. Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. I saw a button. You. Oh yeah, upstairs. Forgot about that. Shoes and a puddle of melting snow. Floorboards creak. Someone's here. Safety curtains. An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. Knock on it. Nothing happens. Knock harder. Nothing. Harder. Ow, fuck. Curtain proves to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts. Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things? This is not random, it's significant. I want to see what's on the other side. Why do you think there's something on the other side necessarily? The lieutenant asks, but you can see a spark of curiosity in his eyes. In any case, there's no way we can get in right now. Let's investigate further. I'm just gonna keep hitting things till something works, you know that, right? And will not be stopped. I am a problem. He's a bear. He's got a little fridge tummy, look at it. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. Flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Hole in the wall. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment hidden behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Hey, there's a hole in the wall. Where are we? Look around the secret room. Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. He points up at the rifles under the ceiling. Must be an old weapons cache. There's a hole in the wall. Look it. There is. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look? I do. Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away. Rifles, Kim? Lieutenant steps closer, curious. Are these any good? Inspect them. Most of them are rusty and inoperable like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model of a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. This one looks nice. An old Belle McGray from the Revolution. The lieutenant notes with approval. His eyes are gleaming. Seems to be no longer functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. What's this mean? A rifle here. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperational, still lying around the Martinez. An interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future. He likes this find. Can I look at my gun? I can sell this gun. Interesting design. Like it's got the stock doesn't go from the top, it goes from the bottom. And then it goes up, which fine, but weird to our eyes. Production schedule, filament memory, cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile. Its intricate cover, production schedule, information that can be read using a radio computer. Weird. Click to leave. I simply do not understand how to navigate. Or I am dumb. Frozen ice cream maker that's still running. Interesting. Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads off into the darkness and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Don't rip the red one out. You'll awaken the ghosts. Okay. Let's just leave that alone for now. Intercom wires are running into the breaker box. Insane mesh tank top +1 drama. Free shirt. Cellar window, people's feet shuffling by on the street. Money on the floor. Don't see anything else. Can't interact with that. The wall collapsed, inaccessible now. Central furnace, thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony. Kim, what's this thing? A furnace? It looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. It opens the door and gingerly peeks inside. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire, only dead rats. Look inside. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness, you can hear chatter. It's coming from above, a voice or several, talking to each other near the smoke chamber. The echo's so prominent it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying, or what's producing them. What are you doing? The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway in the furnace. Think I can hear someone talking upstairs. Really? He looks up at the ceiling. Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs. We should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on with these curtains. Smear your hands with coal. Yes. Why? I don't know. You can feel the spirit of Ramauta Kurzi, ancient hero of Rad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in roar paint. Yes. 3 dangerous stripes appear on your cheeks. What are you doing? I am the reincarnation of an ancient Illamarian warrior. Please wipe your face clean. I need to put away this stupid fucking document. Why can't I do it? Why do you have me hold things to take away my stats? And then I can't put them back up. Wait, fuck you, I'll just level up again. That was really dumb. Why did I do that? It's still at a -2, dumbass. Maybe even 3. And now you put more points in the stat you're never gonna use. And you're stuck with this shit. That does nothing. Nuh-uh. Yes. These 3 stripes give you strength in this dangerous realm. It would be foolish to remove them. We're exploring this dark place and I need the protection in my war paint affords. And this protects you? This traditional war paint will grant me safe passage with the spirits that guard this place. It gives me confidence and that's all that matters, Kim. Okay, sure, go ahead. He looks stubborn and looks away from you in the furnace. Kick it with your foot. Hit yourself. Good job, idiot. Your toe hurts. Bent metal, broken glass, your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, bane of inanimate matter. Gaze upon me, stuff and despair. Kudos. Anti-object task force. I like it. Give me. Oh man, I need more slots. I could do that if I didn't just put another point in. Hi, bear. Are you gonna hurt me too? See a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered with frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. What's this thing? Looks like a giant ice bear. The lieutenant doesn't answer, his eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. Crack open the door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. Look inside the fridge. The shelves are empty. All you can see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name Ravishell Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. Take the note. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets, keeping it on the door. Examine one of the ice cream wrappers. The friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. What's a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place? Good question. It looks like an ancient ice cream fridge. The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore? I know, says the lieutenant. What an unfortunate marketing choice. The bear is still costing them money to this day. The lieutenant points to the red snaky cable running from the fridge. The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. Close the door. I'm sure it's awful, but it does something. I feel like you're a problem, honestly. No more ledger. Subgrades, physical instrument, logic, endurance. Half-light, nothing really that I want to do though. And honestly, of the things, this awful looking shirt's probably the thing I want to be using. Let's go unplug this thing. Just, you know, for the sake of the world at this point. Free money and something to make me not die. Good. Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. Big red one. Electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. And the black one. Something close to you dies. Why did you do that? I don't know. The lieutenant raises his brows but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing. Is this not that? Did it go to one of these, maybe? Bear's eyes are dead and empty, the ice inside the fridge slowly melting. As it should be. Can't even see a black cable. Oh well. Probably for the better. Oh, this door's open now. Alright. What on earth am I doing? Get 2 signatures, find morale. Close to Waterlock on Wednesday. Where's the rest of the armor? Report your badge missing. Find money for rent and pay. Put the clothes in the trash. Joyce's info on the lynching. Victim's tattoos. Who made the call? Sing karaoke. The special borscht. Get a reality lowdown. So really, need to investigate more is what that really boils down to. I guess we can check this out, see if there's anything going on here. People were looking at it yesterday night, right? Can't talk with that guy. This is just broken. panel usually closes the water lock, turning into a bridge that lets you cross. Pull the lever again. Punk. Never know. Water gate. Big hole in the ground. Trash can. With bottles. Guy selling shit. Pawn shop, I think, or box. Bottle. Maybe not. Some kind of machine. Antique cash register. Guy's in a booth. Bust of a woman. Plaque simply says DEI. Dome projectors rolling away in the dark. Knick-knack stand. See rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags. Others yet in bright blue uniforms, all stern and unyielding. Try to find something pretty and cool here. Use it to win her back. Win her back? Yeah, buy something nice, figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy. Yeah, you're right. Pick up a truly cool figurine in the box. 72%. Yeah! Heck yeah. Well, what's this? A headless man riding a horse? Headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say phone. What's this? Oh, that's a headless phone riding. Who? A headless phone rider? It's an urban legend about a man that rides straight to Ravishal sporting a phone tracksuit. As you can see, he's missing his head. Points at the decapitated figurine. 50 cents, bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it or something. That part of the story is many interpretations. Sure. Did I mention that this figurine's supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you. The ragged figurines. Who are these guys? This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, most of them carry pistols, some even shovels and tall sticks. You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yeah? The man behind the glass answers. Yeah, they're soldiers, revolutionary ones. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. It's impossible to win against the cohorts of the capital. Ask my friend Gart, whose bitch it made me. I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment. It's meant to give people some amount of hope, right? Right? Maybe. The blue uniforms? They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They're variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets. This looks like Rene, the old guy who was playing that game. That's what the loyalists look like, yeah. He inspects the figurine. Then they wizened up and got camouflage. Are these royalists? Which ones? Ah, those. Yeah, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like bright colors indiscriminately. And the horseback. Big men on big horses clad in Lemonaire armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye. Yes, that is what flintlocks are known for. Who are they? Franco-Nigerian knights. He looks at the dusty figurines in a dim light. I used to be very serious about these guys. A long time ago. Step away. What's that? Rack of second-hand uniforms. Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah? Oh yeah! The print depicts a muscled man striding towards you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Heimdall burning. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar. Sniff it. Smells like worn cotton. And a little old sweat. Worn cotton beside a flea market or trash bin. Sniffing's okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not gonna buy. You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What's he talking about? What's the deal with this guy? It's the man from Heimdall. Walking away from his burning village, yeah. I'm guessing I'm supposed to know who this man from Heimdall is, but I lost my memory recently and I need help remembering basic facts about reality. Huh? Tell me more! The man from Heimdall is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Katla, mostly that is nowadays Alf Ardenif the fucking what? In fact, most people don't think that the man from Heimdall ever really existed, but they are wrong. The lieutenant raises a brow. Heimdall isn't a real place. Neither is the man a real man, of course, but both the man and Heimdall are an ontological necessity. He stops abruptly. Hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about. What did you mean he was real? I mean, even if the man from Heimdall didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has, in simple reality. Okay. You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. All it's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect. Besides, I've been to Katya, though not quite as far north as Heimdall, and watched the northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique energetic tides there. Very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say. How much you selling it for? 2 real? That's dirt cheap. Cool, I'll think about it. Everything removes from authority. My god, apparently it's good that I added to it. 1 to physical instrument, 1 to shivers, but it takes away from authority. I can't get it. Goodbye, t-shirt. Sawed-off streetlight. Typical Martinet streetlight sits among assorted floor and lamp lights. Is that a streetlight? Yep. As you can see, it's in perfect working order. His manner's casual, but his speech is carefree, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide. Oh, where'd you get this? It was brought to me, to be altered. We're not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it rather clever, what he's done with it. Let your gaze run over to the street light. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly but persistently. How much for the street light? 700 real, a bargain. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining that light, that seems a bit steep. There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological that was field. The lights become suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago. Okay. Nothing else you need to know about that thing then.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
Good day, what?
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all.
He flashes a smile.
I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite the collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you. Entertained. He might be high, if he is, on what? Something I'd like to sell. Let me have a look. Sell some clothes? Not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Suddenly his gaze fixes on your tie. He steps back from the glass, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects. Your mother's a necrotic object. I'm fine. Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector. Why does my tie talk sometimes? Fuck it. I love it. I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. Oh, No, I don't like these kind of objects. No sale. You know what the tattoos mean. He frowns. Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism, it's darkness, that's all I know. Sell me something lighter. Access pawn menu. I could pawn Kim's thing. Production schedule? I don't see it being useful to me, so... sure. The cassette tapes, postcard. I will never sell that. Never sell his pen either. It'd just be rude. Never sell the kind green ink pen either. I'll hold on to the rifle. For now, anyway. Nothing else. Do you know anything about the traffic menace on the loose? Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. I have completely forgotten how his voice sounded. Why don't you drive? But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof? Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop and then moving on. That sure narrows down our list of suspects. Vortex. Fascinating. Yeah, some pretty wild. I really don't know what to make of it, but I don't mean something. By the way, do you happen to have any guns, like the ones carried by officers of the Citizens Militia? Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I probably sold her the gun you pawned a couple. Why did we do that? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert. Must have buy her a policeman. She didn't seem like a policeman, though she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. Found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and her. Truth be told, she was terrifying. Right, so, let me get this straight. The lieutenant turns to you. You sold your sidearm issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it. I don't like it either. What if she commits a crime and blames it on the Citizens Militia? Sorry. Sorry I sold my gun. Sorry, cop bullshit. I don't like it either. You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her. Any idea where I can find her? My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming or where she went. I need a little haystack. There's nothing you can do about it right now. They'll just have to hope Everett wasn't lying and the Union can track her down in time. So, were the people that were here earlier from Everett? Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but, you know, all sorts of people. Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun. At least now I know where it went. Let's talk about something else. Of course. You might be able to aid our investigation. I doubt it, but I can try to answer any questions you may have. Know anything about the recent hanging? I do my best to keep my distance from all the manner of butchery. Bad for business. That's all I had. Electrochemistry. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what's he on? 83%. Success, thanks. Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light while the mind continues to race forward? Lucky bastard, he's probably on Perholidon. It's tough to come by on the streets. Perholidon. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Is it just me, or is it really warm in here? Tilts his head. Try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. No judgment, just curious. I probably did loads of that specific thing before I lost my memory. Chill out, man. I'm a chill out cop who just wants some of what you're having. Didn't mean to offend you. You don't want drugs. No judgment, dude. I probably did tons of that specific thing that before I lost my memory. The most like nart fucking statement. I've had to take it, you know, since the people's pile cleanup. He responds carefully. I was with the emergency relief brigade. He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days. People's pile? Bad idea. Some poor leftist left a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too. And this emergency relief brigade? He pointed to the white triangle in his orange safety jacket. We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized, tried to help fire brigades contain the spill. On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed a red drop of blood. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the heart to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. Wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick. He looks at the spiraling lights and stops. Must have been tough. Radioactive cleanup. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment and early deaths, cancer mostly. And we knew all this was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. Why did it fail? You know what, everyone? I don't know. So much bitterness. How'd you end up running a pawn shop then? Cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later my second aunt died, left me the shack and the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me, don't go there, it's a shithole, I said. We just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Falberg as I can. Still in the same city, but... Thanks for telling me. I like the Ari Morton story. Outward movement, not vortices. Yeah, man, you gotta get in on these vortices, dude. You wanna share, my bro? Said you've done it before, yeah? The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. It looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. Yeah, man, like once it was cool. Here you go, dude. He presents a large cap-shaped object in the palm of his hand. Very odd looking. Yeah, darling, that's the coalition government obtained para straight to your gut. Not so sure about this. Why not? Because it's an anti-radiation drug and you're a cop, not a post-apocalyptic scavenger? I'll just hold on to it. Weird things happen in this game, right? Of course. Alright. Thank you. What's it even do? +1 psyche, -1 health. I see. So it's like the Healy thing, but it hurts me. Handwritten note from the fridge that I forgot to look at. Handwritten note you found from the giant ice bear fridge still bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used to secure it. The notice is written in with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface. Does it say anything interesting? The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder. This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is active. Read it. Someone has scribbled S. I can't believe the off-site copy's still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from our studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home ASAP, it's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sulislav. I wonder who wrote the note. Someone who owns a radio computer? My guess is as good as yours. What's a filament memory? Belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? Only it's for a computer. The illiterate ginger kid? Really? Juno. I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory, even if he doesn't know what to do with it. He'd probably try to pawn it for speed based on our encounter. Any idea where this frozen ice cream maker could be? Do not know. I assume somewhere close to the ice bear fridge. To note away. So I probably walked right past something that I couldn't interact with for some reason, but now can. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I need to be able to accidentally do things. It's the only way I will be able to thrive. Your chance and happenstance. Oh, now I can look at it. This orange machine is dead still. And it's a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around slowly melting. Turn the crank. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You never became a poet or an entrepreneur. Well, better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar. Negative 20 pry bar not strong enough? Very low 3%. Pata! Nope, double ones. That's a guaranteed failure. The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. Think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply will not budge. What is this? See the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes. Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. Takes an advance till to get it open. Where do we get one of those? No idea. Ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool. Sooner or later you'll stumble upon something mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker. Very well. What the hell amount of frozen is it that it's almost gonna break a frickin' pry bar? Like, excuse me? That is a lot. Just that one lorry that I can look at, huh? And I've already gone through, huh? I kinda hate it when a game has something on shift that you're likely to be doing often, and then has tab do literally anything. Because, come on, let's be real here. If you're playing a computer game, you're probably on Steam. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who's this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Felipe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippine kings of River Shoals, son of Felipe II, the opulent, father of Felipe IV, the insane. Not a good track record of mental health in that family. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations along the king's chest piece. What do I see? Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass. Around where the heart is, a bullet. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting. Lieutenant, has someone shot the king? Okay. He cleans his glasses before looking up. I can't see it, but I'll take your word for it. What do you think? Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But maybe the statue is recently renovated? So maybe a joke, target practice, or political statement? Probably political. It is a king and he's been shot. Why not? He shrugs. What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here and people still shoot them. Sometimes at kings. What did he do? They're 72%. Close my eyes. Even by the standards of the Philippine kings, old sumptuous Felipe was known for his profligacy. Profligacy? In what way? Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. in his own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Insula. I need to take a drink. All of it? Stories have it. He had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. Kuragans, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, various chalices. He called it the Solar Room. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers like some obese dragon, instead of a bed like a normal person. The man certainly knew how to live, says the horrific necktie. Deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. Go on. You see, old Felipe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking royal Philippian blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays. And purple. Philippian cocaine was purple. So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie. And that's what the revolutionaries said. 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. Okay, so where is he buried now? The ocean, you idiot, I just told you. Beneath the waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned up the mausoleum. A group of marble Flerats still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers. What happened to the statue? The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the Coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the Coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it to even finer pieces. He restored it. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mainly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Ravashal in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in an amber floating on the sea of shit. Right. I get what they were trying. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics, thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young Ironists. Felipe III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Right. I am not getting anything done whenever it comes to this police case, though. And I need to do something about that. I'm asking for trouble if I talk to the scabs. And honestly, the union workers too. Insert bottles. Eat money. Yes. Right. Well, logically, if that thing over there is broken, and nobody can get over to that side of the water anyway, whoever has Harry's gun is somewhere on this map. So if I can find where that is, I might be able to get it back.
There must be another way into the building.
Holy shit, you're in an echo chamber. Splattering of bullet holes on the wall. Still nothing inside here? Still nothing. Alright. I think that there's an option to leave that just on all the time. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Interactable objects, characters in the game automatically highlighted when the player approaches them. Hardcore mode. I'm not gonna do that. Tutorial agent. Guess not. Oh, I did see an option for dyslexic font. I do not believe I need it, but it could make things easier for somebody watching the playthrough. How do we get inside? Hey you! Can you tell me how to get in there? Smoke around the balcony. You see a young man on the balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite this cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. No trouble from me. Why are you whispering? It sounds like you're already in trouble. No trouble from me. I just want to know what's going on here. To you late young man, trouble's found you. No trouble. I just want to know what's going on.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing. Actually, the gendarme really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
He asks you, adjusting his shirt. Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
Alright, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? I can tell you when you finally get him down. I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you, it was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards. What were you doing last Sunday? Oh, he waves lazily with his cigarette. You already asked me that, didn't you? Did I? No, not you. He gestures idly, some more muscly type. And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman? The lieutenant takes out his little blue notebook and writes something down. It's harder for me to read this. Last week? I don't know. Look. He looks around at the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene. Why did I read horse plants? What the fuck's wrong with me? You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday? Had a friend over. What kind? Was my Sunday friend. A Sunday friend? Intriguing. What's your friend's real name? Did he see something? He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows you can see faint reflections of a silhouette all from different angles. Can you tell me yours? My name? My name is Martin Martinez. Martin Martinez. Good local name. Let's go with that. Alright, we'll talk later. No, we won't. He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony. Now if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going. Suggestion medium 10. Convince him to stay. 58%. Fuck it. Success. This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance hidden behind the curtains. Hey, listen. I'm just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet somewhere else? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. It's compassion and a hint of understanding. I'm sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for. His voice is soft and deliberate. With a flick of his wrist, he sends a cigarette butt sailing over the rail. Hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers. Esther. As though gesturing toward a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign. Good luck with the investigation. He walks away. I take it there's a hide key. He's gone. We should run after him, see where he went. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he will know how to hide himself. So we just give up? We could be a witness. He could be a witness, him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about their case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. The lieutenant nods toward a small rock on a soggy patch of grass. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment. Let's do that. Rock. Turn it over. A hide key. This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments, and the man can be in any of them. How are we gonna find the right one? We'll just have to go in and see. Return that stone. Apartment time. And we're at an hour.